These people who are breaking the law at these facilities, yeah, they should be prosecuted. If someone is trying to cut costs by endangering the health of a child, then they should be prosecuted. But just because they did wrong doesn't mean that you open the gates. These people did wrong to begin with. They entered our country illegally. That makes them a criminal. Yes, it does. They that they are impoverished in their own country does not give them the right to cross the border and come here. We've got people who are impoverished right here. We're having a hard enough time trying to help them, let alone have to help millions more from another country. Why don't you get on the bandwagon for helping these people who are here already, who are U.S. citizens, who need our help, instead of trying to spend all our money on someone who isn't even a U.S. citizen? We're having a hard enough time as it is. Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to destabilize our country by sending our money to people who aren't even from here, who are coming here illegally, who are taking American jobs? You're going to sit there and say, oh, they're just low-paying, jobs, but they're not. $50 an hour is not a low-paying job, guy. $30 an hour ain't a low-paying job. Give me a break. They're taking heavy-duty construction jobs. They're taking jobs from everything from farm laborers who would take them. Don't believe all the smoke and mirrors that some of these politicians are saying. No one wants these jobs. No one's taking these jobs. This is bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors. You want to help someone? Help the poor who are U.S. citizens in this country. If they're not from this country, then they don't belong here. They need to go home. If they're being persecuted in another country, and we can get them in here as, they're being persecuted because they're for a democratic society. I can see that. If they're being persecuted because they're communists, then go to China. I don't want them here. I don't want them to use the U.S. as a base of operations for their terrorist groups. No way. Just because you're poor is not a reason to let someone in. It's not a good reason. I hate to say it, but it isn't. We have poor here we need to help first. We solve that problem. Okay. Then we take care of that. But let's solve our own problems first. I'll bet you in the same breath you look at the U.S. and say, oh, we don't belong here, we don't belong there, we don't belong the other place. Well, you know what? On that same thought process, we don't belong telling another government that they're treating their people wrong. Now, if you want to agree to that, that's fine. But just remember, we don't have to accept their people. We don't. We don't have to accept anyone into our country who can't earn U.S. citizenship. This is a privilege, not a right. If you're illegally here, you need to leave. If you're supporting people who are illegally here, I'd like to see you in jail. If you're hiring someone who's here illegally, I'd like to see you in jail. If you knowingly do these acts, I would like to see your company closed down, you thrown in jail, and all your property confiscated and sold to the highest bidder. You may not like this, but this is the way we'll stop this. You want to save some money on illegal immigration? Go after these guys who are hiring them, renting to them knowingly, and get rid of them. And by getting rid of them, I mean throw their butts in jail and don't let them into the job market again. If you're going to hire, Hire U.S. citizens, hire legal immigrants, hire those people with a proper federal documentation that proves they're here legally to take a job. If they're not, go home. If they're not and you do this, go to jail. Hey, we've got enough immigrants who are doing a wonderful job that we're really proud of. But we have illegal immigrants who have also come here who are killing people, stealing from us, and just taking advantage of the system. And we don't need it. We can't afford it. It's time for them to all go home. Thank you. By the way, your music's pretty good.